Greetings, fellow crafters. Welcome back to my court. Welcome if you're new. I am your Hella Queen, and I have a dekitting to do. We finished up the Blue Dragon, which was Emily's project initially, but I took it over after a couple of sections. But it is time to get the drills put away. Be right back. Alrighty, so I'm just going to take the canvas and set it aside for right now. I'll be probably getting a Dollarama frame for that. It's a 30 by 40, but it's 30 by 40 canvas size, not drill area size, so we can't do that. Okay, so fortunately this is a very small palette, so we won't have to do much. No purples, no yellows, no pinks. Blues I got. Blues I got in spades. Okay. This is largely blues and grays. So 820s of blue. Doesn't fit any of those. I have now tried the Tic Tac containers twice, and I can legitimately say they are not for me. I find them fiddly. I find they fall over every 5 seconds. No, not quite. The opening's not very large to get them in and out. Nope. Nope. 3865 is a white. Nope. Those are grays. These are blues. That's close but too dark. That's close but too light. Nope. That might actually qualify as a gray, so I'm going to stick that back in there. That's black. Move that over there. That's gray. That's blue. Nope. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to see if any of these match. That's a match. Okay, I'm actually gonna, because these are round drills, I'm going to dump the baggie into it just to make it easier once I go to put it away. But the idea is I'm trying to get an exact match with a DMC color that I know already. There, and the rest are all grays. Okay, so these blues go back in the blue folder. Orange, no. Green, no. Gray. It's kind of a blue-gray, which is none of these. Okay. That's really close. So shake it a few and see if I can see a distinguishable difference, which I cannot from those. I only take it if it's pretty well an exact match. No halfsies or kindas. Adds a few extra minutes when I'm dekitting, but the last dekitting I did, I got rid of 5 colors. This one, so far, I'm on 2. There's only 19 colors in this. It's not bad. Come on. One stubborn drill. Okay. 2 so far. No, it's too dark for any of those. Too dark, too dark, too dark, too dark. No, no. Not quite. Nope. And that is it for that. So now I put these non-DMC colors away for the next time I have a dekitting, which will be soon. I'm almost done Deep Sea Beauties. And this is now my box. I'll bring it more into frame. This is my box where I keep all of my DMC colors. This is a 5,000 count collectible card box, so it's the kind of box that you would get from a hobby store to hold sports cards, baseball cards, basketball cards, stuff like that, or collectible card games like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. But it works well for this. I follow more or less 4Kids at 147 spare storage kit, which means if, let me just grab a color here at random, which means that I start with a piece of cardboard, cut to her specifications, although I am considering cutting these a little bit shorter and a little wider to fit this a little bit better, with a label telling me the DMC number, and then behind the card I have 2 bags behind each card, one for round, one for square, and I have those regardless of whether or not there's actually anything in them at the time. Now I also will put in, if I have any ABs that have a DMC number to them. Not all companies who have ABs do DMC numbers for them, or any glow-in-the-darks have DMC numbers. These regular ones have a diamond that's got a pink. It's got a pink diamond behind it. ABs, oh no, these are purple. ABs are a pink diamond, and glow-in-the-dark have a green. So, I think I've only got a couple glow-in-the-darks, so since I have all of mine here, I don't actually have to go back and put these in order to put them away, since they're all sitting right here. So 414 is this one here, and I have some in round and square. This is a round painting, so I'm going to take this off and dump the 414 in with the existing 414. Some people decide to keep them separate if there's a die lot issue. Technically they are all supposed, 414 is supposed to be 414, is supposed to be 414, they're all supposed to be the exact same shade all the way across. But since you have different manufacturers making them, sometimes there is some difference. Sometimes that difference can be quite significant. Shouldn't be, but can be. So I just put them all in because I hold on to these in case I run out on a painting. And there's no telling what shade the company that I'm going to run out on is going to be using. 807. 807. So I don't have any square, but I do have a bag set up. Got lots around. I think there's a lot of 807 in the Craftably I did. I think there's a very slight difference in shade, but not a big one. These are just very slightly lighter than the rest of the bag. but it's really hard to tell unless you have them sitting like literally right next to each other. So there. Okay. I may see about destashing some of the storage bits that don't work for me. Not a Tic Tac fan. I know some people love them. Not a Tic Tac fan. But as I say, if we were all the same, it would be really, really boring. 3765. It's right here, so again I have no square, but I do have round. Three, 7, 6, 5. These are going to have a date with Goo Gone. It takes off the extra adhesive pretty reliably. Okay, 806. And this one I had neither. So we're going to get a whole new color here. So DMC is a question that comes up very often. What is DMC? Well, first off, you have to understand that this craft spun off from cross stitch. And the cross stitch world, there are many different flavors of floss, but the biggest standby in the floss department is a company called DMC. It has a long French name, as it is a French company, French as in France. But that company has been around forever. I think it was established in the 1700s, and they started making embroidery floss at the end of the 18th century, or 19th century, the 1800s. So they've kind of been the standby that everybody else goes by. Even if you're making lovely hand-dyed floss, you'd probably end up equating your color to some form of the DMC number. And so when this craft spun off from one of the earliest ways of making it on painting was basically to print out a cross stitch pattern that had full stitches, and that's a really different color. Well, was basically to print out a cross stitch pattern onto a sticky canvas and use it that way and create the diamonds based off of the colors of floss that you would use for the cross stitch pattern. And it's kind of stuck. This craft is about 10 years old. It hasn't really taken off in popularity except over the last few years. But in the time since it's spun off from DMC has discontinued some colors, which are still alive in diamond art, and has made new colors, which don't exist in diamond art. So you can take a cross-stitch pattern that uses DMC colors and do it on a blank canvas. I'm doing one right now as a Heaven Art Designs, but you may run into issues with a color or three that don't exist. One second. Sorry, hubby needed me for something. So yeah, that's why we use a embroidery floss colors for a craft that doesn't require embroidery floss, is because it is a spin-off from cross stitch, which did require embroidery floss. And rather than reinvent the wheel, they just kept the same color schemes. These 7/9s are not coming out quite the same color. Oh well. I had to get a lock on the basement door, but I'm not used to it being there, so, because I'm starting a new job very soon. If you're on Facebook, please keep the new job on the DL, because I have Facebook friends who are also my coworkers from Walmart, and I would like to have the option to go back there, because I don't think this job is going to work out. I've had every red flag triggered on this job. It's a call center tech support job, which sounds like a lot of drudgery, and it probably is. I'm uniquely qualified for this job. I have a technical background. I went to college as a computer system admin. So I've got a fair technical background. I also have experience in a call center environment, so I would have understood the whole getting a interview request within 12 hours of applying and getting hired on the spot in the interview if it wasn't for the fact that every single person I was in the group interview with also got hired on the spot. And while it's quite possible that all of those people also had similar background. 3842. Oh, 3842. I'm looking 37s. I'm like, 3842 doesn't exist. 3842 is over here. And I had none of it. None of it. So that makes me, the alarm bells in the back of my head ring, that this job is basically, the qualifications are speaks English and can breathe, which doesn't bode well for their interest in retaining employees, which doesn't bode well for the employee's quality of life. It is a work from home job, which I can do, even with the agoraphobia that I've been dealing with. So that's a plus, but I would be lying if I said that I was really counting on this being a long-term thing for me. It's a paycheck. I'm not going to turn it down. I need a paycheck. I'll give it a shot. But I'm not holding my breath. We'll put it that way. And I hope I'm wrong. Maybe I will love this job. Maybe this will be the best job ever, and I will love it, and I will move up, and I will succeed, and things will do well. But again, not holding my breath. 3846. Technically, I'm on a long-term leave of absence from Walmart because I physically can't work there because I'm having difficulty getting physically out of my house. And cake decorating at Walmart is not a job you can work from home. And that hasn't changed. I still can't leave the house. This new job is a work from home opportunity. So I'm not lying per se to Walmart that I'm not coming in. That I'm not faking my illness, and I'm not lying to them that I can't physically do the job right now and that I need to work out some stuff. But I'm also not telling them that I'm taking on a full-time job, working from home, while I'm working out my stuff, because I am still going to therapy. I am still working on getting a good drug regimen. And I do still love my bosses, and I do still like my job. But if I let them know that I am working another full-time job, then they will probably let me go. And then I lose my pharmacare and dental insurance. Which I don't want to do because I have 2 kids and a husband, and we don't have any pharmacare dental insurance anywhere else. After 3 months, I believe I get pharmacare and dental insurance there. I will know more next week when I go through my orientation. So maybe I'll let them know then. That's assuming I make it through 3 months. We'll see. 3843. No, I do need to take the blue off. That is such a vibrant blue. Look at how bright that is. 3843. I don't know. I feel a little skeevy and guilty, and maybe I should let them know, but at the same time, I'm trying to tread water with the tide coming in, and I'm drowning. So it's a little unethical, and in a perfect world, I would bow to my ethics and let them know, but I have a family to raise. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. And it's quite possible for me putting it out on YouTube that people are going to find out, because while I don't use my full name on my YouTube channel, it's not hard to find. If somebody wanted to really go hunting to find out my name and where I work and stuff like that, people could easily do it. 996. So I may be outing myself right here, but if it comes out, it comes out, and I will deal with the consequences. But I'm not going to volunteer it. It's not like I'm receiving any kind of payments. I'm just still signed up for health insurance, which I pay into. It's not free on my end. And I know there's going to be some U.S. people who are going to be confused, saying, I thought you guys had universal health care. It's like, we do, but pharmacy, like pharmaceuticals, so your drugs, And this is one of the reasons I don't like these Tic Tac things, because it's hard to get to the bottom of them. Like, if I go to the hospital with chest pains, I will never see a bill from the hospital. If I go to the doctor, I will never see a bill from the doctor. But if they prescribe me meds for me to take home, I will have to go to the pharmacy and pay for those meds. Now, they are subsidized because they are purchased for the country, and therefore they are purchased for the country, and so Health Canada negotiates the price on behalf of all Canadians. 310, 310. 3 bags of 310. But we still have to pay out of pocket for it. So, and same with vision care. If you're under 25 or over 65, or if you have a condition like glaucoma, then you don't have to pay for eye exams. But if you're of a working age and don't have one of those pre-existing conditions, then you do have to pay for an eye exam. And if you need vision correction, then your vision correction is up to you to purchase. And considering we have 4 glasses wearers in the house, that gets very expensive. And dental is not included. Emergency dental is. If you got a tooth rotting out and it's causing you extreme physical pain, they will yank it out in the emergency room and you won't get billed. But routine dental care is not covered. Now, I'm not sure because healthcare is done at the provincial level. There may be provinces where that is not true. But in Ontario, that is the way it works. So, dental, vision, pharmacare, orthodontic care, all of those things, if you have coverage, you can get coverage through your workplace. Unless, of course, you work for a crappy workplace that doesn't offer those things. My new workplace will offer those things. After 3 months, I get certain types of care, and then after a year, I get other types of care. But the person who I spoke to in the group interview wasn't sure which was which. And that will be covered in orientation, which will be next week. But that is all of the drills put away. So I have everything put away here. I'm going to need to hit these with glue gun and put them away. And I took a bunch out of here for some reason, so I'll put those back in and get those put away. Ah! I do like the footprint. It's a small footprint, but I do find them a little too fiddly to work with. I prefer the round bottles. But that is all we've got. So thank you so much for joining me on my lovely little ramble through my moral dilemmas. Like the video if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Keep it spooky, guys. Bye.